Okay, good morning, eighth graders. And today we are going to have our new topic, and that is about the punctuation. Punctuation rules are actually very important, and everyone has to understand the punctuation marks and their appropriate use. Because if you are not going to have a clear picture that why these marks are used and where you have to put it, then you will be unable to transmit, unable to send your message, unable to make people understand what you want to write. So punctuation allows the author's writing to be easy to read and understandable for the reader. Where is the pause, where is the complete idea is ending, where the sentence ends, where is the list coming, okay, where is extra explanation, where which noun is the showing, like which noun is a possession of a former noun. So these all things are cleared by the use of punctuation marks. So let's start with our first. These are the types of punctuation marks. First is period. Period is a full stop, which we call full stop. Period and full stop are the same thing. It is a dot that is put after a sentence. Then there is comma, colon, question mark, quotation marks, exclamation point, parenthesis, apostrophe. So these eight punctuation marks are very important, and everyone should have a very clear idea that how they are used. So let's start with our first punctuation mark, that is period or the full stop. The first rule to put a full stop is we use it at the end of a complete sentence. Whenever the sentence is completed, there is a complete one idea expressed, and there is no further confusion or question, or there is no demand of any information regarding that one particular idea. Then we put a full stop. I went to the store for groceries. So this is a complete idea. The reader is not going to have any quest for further information. The idea is complete. So we put a period at the end of this complete sentence. The second rule is that sometimes there are questions, but these are not direct questions. For example, what is your name? From where are you coming? Uh, so these are direct questions. But when we change the direct questions into indirect questions, simply what we do when we change the direct speech, the direct narration into indirect narration, and the helping verb is not coming at the start of the sentence. So this is an indirect question, and most of the time that comes after asked. He asked that where the milk was. Yeah, he asked that where was the milk. So when that would be there, or when the helping verb is going to come in the last, we know that in interrogative sentences, in questions, the helping verb come after the question word. So if it was a direct question, it would be where was the milk, question mark. But it is not a direct question, so we have changed it into indirect narration. We have actually quoted without using the quotation marks and by changing the exact words of someone's question. So when we do it, it is called an indirect question, and after it we don't put question mark but we put a full stop. So these two rules are regarding the full stop. And within the abbreviations we use the dot as well. Okay, we have studied that in our regular classes, so you can go to your like previous lectures and you can see your notes as well. So let's move to comma. This is the second punctuation mark. This is a comma. You can see the cursor. You are very familiar with it. So the first rule for comma is that we use a comma to separate words or items in a list. When similar items, similar goods, or the goods or items are described under one heading, under one, you can say explanatory under one explanatory note, then we use commas. Use a comma to separate We use comma to separate words or items in a list. For example, she has two dogs, comma, three cats, comma, one bird, and five fish in her house. So we are talking about the pet animals, the pet animals she is having, she is owning, and she's taking care of at her house. So these are different things. They are different animals, but they all fall in one category, and that category is of pet animals. So we will put commas. She has two dogs, three cats, one bird, and five fish in her house. And we can put and as well when we are going to tell about the last item in the list. Second rule is we use a comma to separate a city from its state. When we have to mention the city first and then we have to write the state as well, then we will put a comma in between them. For example, I'm from East Lansing, comma, Michigan, or making it more, you can say, familiar. I am from Lahore, comma, Punjab, full stop. I am from Karachi, comma, Pakistan, full stop. Okay, so in this way, this there comes if there comes the city's name, then we'll put a comma, and then after it there will be the name of the state or the province. Rule number three is use a comma to separate the day of the month from the year. Example, he was born on August 4th, comma, 1990. So we actually separate the day of the month. August 4th, September 5th, uh, June 1st. Then we have to put a comma, and then we will mention the year. The fourth rule is use a comma to separate two adjectives describing words. Adjectives are describing words. We know they are used to describe a noun. When the word and can be inserted between them. When there is a possibility that we could have added and, so by avoiding the repetition of the word and, if we are writing a compound sentence or a complex sentence, so if we have to mention two adjectives for a same noun, then we can put a comma in between them. For example, she was a young, comma, beautiful dog. So we are talking about a female dog, and we are going to describe two qualities of that particular female dog. One is that she was young, and the second is beautiful. So we can put a comma in between young and beautiful. So let's come to our another punctuation symbol, that is question mark. We simply use them after the direct questions. So you have to keep that term in your mind, direct questions, in which the helping verb is coming uh, in the start of the sentence, and it is the if it is a direct notation, if it is a quote, then it should be consisting of the exact words that were uttered by the speaker. Will you come over after school? It's a question. So there is a question mark at the end of this sentence. Now come to another punctuation mark, that is exclamation point. We call it exclamation point, or we call it also exclamatory mark or exclamation mark as well. We use the exclamation mark or the exclamation point to show emphasis or excitement. So summer is in 3 months. So it is, this sentence is uttered under delightful emotions that summer is coming. So summer is in 3 months. So if any word, any phrase, any sentence is going to be uttered under the influence of any kind of emotion, whether sadness, excitement, surprise, astonishment, depression, any kind of emotion, so we will put this exclamation mark at the end of that sentence, word, or a phrase. Quotation marks. These are simply used when we have to put a quotation, when we have to copy exact words of any speaker. Another speaker is going to quote, is going to narrate the exact words of someone's of another speaker. Okay, so what is your favorite color? So quotation marks. She asked. So I'm going to repeat the question that she asked, that someone else asked, and I have to like write the exact words that she uttered. So when I'm not going to change any of the word or the tone of the sentence as well, then I have to use quotation marks, and the whole sentence, including the punctuation mark, whether there is a question mark, an exclamation mark, or a full stop at the end of a sentence, I have to put it inside of the quotation marks, not outside of the quotation marks. This is a very important point we have also discussed in our regular classes as well. So this is something about this is the use of quotation marks when you have to put the quotation or the quote of any person. The second rule is that periods, commas always go. I have discussed it, that whatever is coming inside, whatever is coming at the end of those sentences that are uttered by another speaker, and you are quoting it, you have to put it inside the quotation marks. Next is colon. Colon means these two dots. So it is very simple to understand its usage, and it is very useful. We use the colon after a complete sentence to introduce a list of items. When we have to introduce a list of items, so we can use the colon here. On my trip, I will bring colon clothes, comma, a pillow, a sleeping bag, comma, a toothbrush, and my teddy bear. So you can see the commas as well, because these all things are included in the luggage of a person who is going on a trip, who is going maybe on a camping. uh, so these all fall in one category, and when we have to explain the list, we put colon before that. The second use is the colon is used after the greeting of the person's name in a business letter. When we are writing formal business letters, and we mention the name of the person we are addressing to, dear Mr. Smith, then we put a colon after that. Parentheses are simply the brackets, and sometimes in our formal writings we use brackets as well. So we use parentheses to enclose words or figures that clarify or are used as an aside. Mean if we want to give a clarification, we want to make things clear, so we can put that particular word or figure in a bracket as well. For example, the sentence is example is he received 150 points on his math project. So to clarify that this is not 150, is one single figure, that so we can write the figure in numbers by using parentheses, and we can write it within the sentence. Or if we want to add something, we want to give additional information that we think that is necessary, for the reader, so we can put that on. So we can put that inside of the parentheses, and we can include in our formal sentences as well. Apostrophe is used when we have to combine two words. It is always placed in the spot where the letter s have been removed, removed. So when we are writing in an informal tone and we are using contractions, then we can use it in place of is. For example, she is. So here the use of parenthesis is again clarified. I am giving extra information for better understanding. She is replaced by she apostrophe s. Only allowed candy. She is only allowed candy on Friday. Okay, so we can write she is in this form as well. The second is to show possession. We know that it's a very simple usage of apostrophe s. Place the apostrophe before the s for singular nouns. They found Miss Connor's gloves. Miss Connor is a person, and her we are talking about her gloves. So Miss Connor's gloves show that the gloves belong to Miss Connor. So if we have to show the possession of plural nouns, then we will put the apostrophe after s. Okay, so this is an additional rule you should keep in your mind. So this was something very easy. It's a very easy concept, punctuation, and now I will further upload a worksheet for you people, and you can solve it to testify your knowledge, challenge yourself that whether you have understood the concept or not, and come with your queries in our live sessions. Thank you.